Hello, I'm Roland Texan with Game of Apps, preparing youth for 21st century careers. Today we'll be talking about connecting your Android device to Android Studio. Now, why would you want to do that? The Android Studio emulator is great and is wonderful for quickly testing your code. But there will be times where you want to test on a real device. And one of them would be if you're using some device capabilities that are not available on the emulator. So things like the GPS, the accelerometer, and the camera. So those functionality does not exist or is limited on the emulator. So in those instances, you would want to test on a physical device. But also in the projects that we normally work with in the industry, before we ship a product to production, we would always test on a physical device. Because even though the emulator is really great, it's still an emulator. There will be some minor differences, and sometimes it's not it's negligible. But you do want to make sure that it works on a physical device, in case some of these minor differences play a part in your app. So if you're shipping production code, always test on a physical device before you ship the code. The first thing you need to do is to set up your phone into developer mode. So the way we do that is by going into Settings, scrolling down to Developer Options, and then turning on the developer options. So it says these settings are intended for development use only, so we can go OK. And then the second thing we need to do is turn on USB debugging. It asks us, do we want to allow USB debugging? Again, it's intended for development purposes only. We can go OK. So now at this point, we can go ahead and connect our phone's USB cable onto our computer. Okay, good. So the moment I do that, this pop-up comes up on the screen. It says, allow USB debugging, and it gives us the fingerprint for our computer. So I'm going to say always allow from this computer, and then I'll click OK. All right, so now that I've clicked OK, I can go here into Android Studio. And if I click down on the list here, it tells me that I have a running a physical device. So now I can run debug on the app with my physical device selected, and it should now install it onto my Android device. You'll notice that it's now recognized the brand and the name of my device. Okay, in this case, it failed. So it failed with a problem saying that my device is too old. So it's saying that the minimum SDK version configured in my Android Studio is newer than the device API level. So we can fix that by going into the Gradle scripts, and I believe it's this module file here. And you can see here the min SDK version is 29. So I'm going to change this to something lower. I don't recall what my phone's SDK version is, but let's give it something smaller, like maybe 25. Okay, the moment I've changed my Gradle file, it's going to tell me that I need to sync my Gradle file. This is important, so I'm going to go sync now. And you can see here on the bottom, it says Gradle build, so it's rebuilding Gradle. So let's allow it to finish. Okay, the red icon here the red error hasn't disappeared. So I'm guessing that it's because the min SDK is still too high. Let's go down to something lower. Let's go to 21 and then sync now. Okay, great. So you notice that the red exclamation mark has disappeared. So I've lowered the min SDK version enough to support my phone because it's an older phone. You could play around with different numbers here until you find the highest possible number for your phone. Okay, so now let's try running this again. So it's building, it's installing. And yeah, you can see on my phone that it's running now. Okay, so that was what we went through today. Just a quick recap. In order to use your physical Android device with Android Studio, you need to do a few things. Number one is you need to enable developer mode on your phone. And then after that, you need to enable USB debugging. And then you connect your phone onto your computer. And it'll give you a warning message saying, do you want to allow this computer to use this phone? Go OK. And in my case, I said always allow. And then the device now shows up on your screen here under the available devices. In my case, it showed up with an error, an exclamation mark red error. And the reason for that, when I tried to run and install it onto my phone, was that it says that my min SDK version was too high for my phone. I had an older phone. So in order to fix that, I went and opened the build.gradle file, the module, and I changed my min SDK version down to a lower number until it supports my phone. Whenever I change the build.gradle file, I need to go sync it. And then after it's synced, then I can go ahead and build and then install it onto my phone by just clicking on the debug icon here. All right, so those are the steps. If you have any questions or you run into issues, please don't hesitate to post on our Slack channel, and we can help you out there. All right, that's it for today. Have a good day. See you next time.